Well, let's see what Steve Arts 89. Well, The Acolyte. It's the latest target of the chuds and the toxic fans, and it's just part of the whole culture wars. It's the latest target basically, and they need to do this. They need to find a new subject or a new target every other year, or every year at least, because there's like a cycle to this. It's like it started off with Ghostbusters 2016 when the film was sort of politicized by being connected with one of the candidates at the time, and there was some genuine fan issues with the movie. They were doing a reboot instead of continue on the same universe and continue on the same story and just having the original characters there to pass the torch to a new generation, which could have all been females. It could have all been the daughters of the old Ghostbusters. No one would have had a problem with that. But instead of doing that, they rebooted it with girls and just sort of did it almost as a rejection of the original sort of canon and the original fan base, because they were a lot of man babies and people who, you know, were pandered to with the original film, which was very much made for sort of working class men, and it's very misogynistic and just really low sort of brow humor and that. And I watched it as a kid for the ghosts, and I loved the cartoon, and I had good memories of it. But then when I watched it as an adult, yeah. So I can see why they wanted to sort of try and attract a different audience and go that way, but they could have done it in universe. So that was the actual mistake. And most of these things, it's the same situation. You have a franchise that missteps, does a good show, a good movie, but because there's some issues, some fans make genuine criticisms, and then other racist, bigoted, homophobic, toxic fan trolls start attacking it because they need attention and they have an agenda, and then the other side picks up and comes and runs to defend it because they salivate over that, and you have these two sides fighting over these shows, these franchises, while the real fans and the actual criticism is just lost to the theatrics of the other two parties. And we just get this over and over again. It was, like I said, with Ghostbusters, then it was The Last Jedi, then it was Gina Carano being fired, and then it was the Star Trek Discovery, and then it was Sleeping Beauty, and then it was Snow White. They're all the same. You could just interchange any one of these films, any one of these situations. It's the same people basically catering to the same fan base with the same sort of need for paranoid victimhood and just it's just the same base of people being fed the same hate and the same anxiety and the same political, oh, they're coming after us, oh, they basically can't handle anything progressive. They can't handle diversity representation. They can't handle seeing the real world and other people's stories being told. They want to go back to this imaginary, mythical sort of perfect white history that they've all collectively imagined that things were in the past. They were better in the past when it was all white and straight. No, it really wasn't. I was there. So are a lot of people. And yeah, it's just really bizarre because it just goes round and round. They just pick a new subject, and sometimes it's a real strain. You can see they're really trying to make something into the next, Last Jedi. But then you have something come along like The Acolyte, which just is perfect for them. It's got women, it's got religion, it's got people of colour, it's got diversity, it's got all these things. It's strayed from the actual franchise elements enough that there's some real sort of questioning and criticism and discomfort with fans that they can build on and turn into the whole big drama. And I haven't watched any of the criticism videos from the chuds because I know what they're going to say. I've been through this with all these. It's the same thing over and over again. Just you can interchange the subject, the film, the TV series, whatever. It's the same thing because they know the formula. They know what the base wants to hear. They've been studying the analytics for years, and it's the same thing that other sort of political people running for positions at the moment do. It's just they're using the same playbook, and it's just really tired and cyclical and sickening. And I just had to comment on it as a whole because I can't keep doing videos every week on another episode of The Acolyte being attacked because man babies and trolls and bigots and homophobes just can't get enough. And like I said, there are some real criticisms of the show somewhere, but they just get lost in all the noise. And the same thing with Discovery. There were some genuine problems with that show, with how they discarded the Star Trek format and the canon and the themes and all the things that worked in the original. But the people who screamed loudest and got the attention were the people who had issues with the fact there was a woman and a black woman leading and they had gay characters, and that's what got the attention from the media. And people like me with real criticism of the show got drowned out and, you know, washed over with the same brush of being bigots and homophobes and everything, and the real issues don't get addressed. And frankly, the studio sort of used that as a bit of a shield. So you have these two sort of parties sort of drowning out the real criticisms, and none of the real problems ever get dealt with, and nothing gets solved. You just get a bunch of people feeding off each other, and it just makes you want to be just not involved at all with, you know, the fan communities and just, you know, the genres, and yeah, it's a mess. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I sort of just wanted to talk about this now, just as a sort of overall look at the situation, because I don't want to be making the same video every week. Oh, the Chuds are attacking the show again, because that's what they're doing, you know. So I'm going to go. Bye.